Good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's webinar, which is brought to you by the Southeast Climate Adaptation Science Center and the Southeast Conservation Adaptation Strategy. This is a special Southeast CASC science seminar and the July 3rd Thursday web forum for those of you who are used to tuning into that SECAS series every month. My name's Hillary Morris, and I work on user support and communications for the Southeast Conservation Blueprint. Here's what to expect from today's webinar. We'll go over a few logistics and then introduce our speaker for today, who's Dr. Anna Petrasova. She'll present for 30 to 40 minutes or so, and then we'll have some time at the end for Q&A and discussion before we wrap up with a quick preview of upcoming webinars. I'm going to hand it off to Carrie Furness with the CASC to say a few additional words of welcome and explain the logistics for our webinar.
Thanks, Hillary, and hello, everyone. Let me add my welcome to this webinar on behalf of the Southeast Climate Adaptation Science Center. We're really glad for this opportunity to partner with the SECAS Blueprint team to host this presentation of science funded by the Southeast CASC that's relevant to our combined group of partners. So thank you for joining us. Let me quickly cover some of the features of the Zoom interface that we're using for today's webinar, since we recognize that folks do use different technologies. So the controls on the bottom left of your Zoom screen allow you to mute and unmute your audio. We will keep all lines muted and ask that you also keep your video off to reduce distractions. And in the middle of the bottom bar, you can see the chat window. And I'd like to encourage you, as questions come up during the presentation, to submit them in the chat for discussion during the Q&A session after the talk. So we'll be monitoring questions there, and we'll pose them to our speaker during that Q&A. So we're also recording the webinar, and you can access the recording afterwards in a couple of places. Hillary will post it to the calendar event on the SECAS website, and we will post it on our science seminar webpage and YouTube channel on the Southeast CASC website. So now we'll move on to our presentation. Our speaker today, as Hillary mentioned, is Dr. Anna Petrasova. Anna is a geospatial research software engineer working for the Center for Geospatial Analytics at North Carolina State University. She develops spatio-temporal models of urbanization and pest spread across landscapes. As a member of the OSGeo Foundation and the GRASS GIS Project Steering Committee, Anna advocates for the use of open source software in research and education. Now, take it away, Anna.
So good morning, everybody. Thanks for the intro. And the focus of my presentation today is going to be urbanization projections our group developed. And they were just recently released on the in the science-based catalog. So that's exciting. And I will be mainly talking about the CONUS level projections. And towards the end, I will also introduce the projections we did for the Southeast that incorporate human adaptive response to sea level rise and frequent flooding. So in addition to what you heard about me, I would also like to add I'm a big open science and open source advocate. And in our group, we try to make the research open and reproducible, meaning we not only try to publish the data, but also make the software available under an open source license. Since you all are here, you are probably already interested in urbanization and urban growth projections. So I won't argue too much why this research is important for various forward-looking efforts and different stakeholder groups. So there are a couple of reasons we were interested in taking on this work. Typically, urban growth projections are limited in the sense that they either cover a small area and are detailed, or they cover a large area but have lower resolution, which sometimes is not sufficient for modeling of different environmental processes. So that's one gap we were trying to address here. And With the large extent high resolution projections, those also allow us to focus on a topic we are interested in, and that's studying urbanization patterns inside and outside of floodplain and the implications of that in the future, for the future. Finally, a couple things needed to kind of come together at the right time, including available data sets. So, of course, now we have almost 20 years of NLCD time series. We also have detailed population projections, so we wouldn't be able to do this work without those data sets. Also, the computing infrastructure has been much easier to use and available. We also have a model which modeling framework which is scalable for this type of work. And none of this would happen if we wouldn't have the funding needed. And here I would like to acknowledge SE CASC. So here, this is a preview of the CONUS level urban growth projections of the data set we released. And so I would like to first give you a little bit of basic info about the data set, how we created it, what input data are going there, what are the modeling assumptions. And then I will also show you some of the results in more details. So the data product itself is at CONUS level. It's at 30 meters, 30-meter resolution, which means approximately 16 billion cells, pixels. So that's really a big data set. It covers the period from 2020 to 2100. And we selected the socio-economic pathway 2 middle of the road scenario for modeling. And when you go to the data set, and you can download 2 different types. So you can either download the 50 stochastic iterations, which come at annual time steps. And these are basically the raw outputs from the model. And they are useful for a lot of subsequent processing, and I will be talking about that. Also, you could download the derived probabilities of new development at decadal time steps, which is basically an aggregated data set, which may be more convenient for some applications. This data set is available from the science-based catalog. There is a link, and I will later share the link to this presentation. And also you can access it from our website, geospatial.ncsu.edu/research/futures. Okay, let me briefly introduce some of the input data sets, which are kind of driving the analysis. So the main input, I would say, is the national land cover data set spanning the years 2001 to 2019. And we used, of course, the urban classes, but also the forest, water, and wetland classes to derive further predictors for the modeling. We also utilized the impervious descriptor product, the NLC product, and we used we extracted the roads from there, and we used those roads instead of, for example, the vector-based data sets, because when we are trying to, for example, mask the roads for the analysis, then we are getting more spatially coherent results. Kind of driver in the simulation is population, and so we use past population from the National Vital Statistics System together with population projections done by Howard et al. In 2019, and these are county level. And what he provides also is different projections for different scenarios. The shared socioeconomic pathway scenarios. So we ultimately selected the SSP2, middle of the road, kind of a status quo scenario. We also experimented a little bit with the SSP5 one, which is the one with a lot of, I would say, extreme population growth. And ultimately, we ran into a lot of challenges with modeling so much population growth, and we didn't quite trust the modeling outcomes. So we decided to stay with the SSP2. Then we used a bunch of other predictors. We used obviously the digital elevation model for a slope layer, protected areas, mainly to mask those areas from the analysis. We didn't want to develop in those places. A crop index, also the CDC's social vulnerability index to introduce some kind of socioeconomic data into the analysis, FEMA floodplain, and a bunch of other boundary data sets. Now, let me introduce the modeling framework. The modeling framework is called FUTURES, Future Urban Regional Environment Simulation. And FUTURES was developed by the Center for Geospatial Analytics director, Dr. Mintermeyer, and his team. And it has been, further refined. It was developed to address a regional scale, ecological and environmental impacts of urbanization. And also explicitly captures the spatial structure of development. And it's a stochastic model, and it grows it converts from undeveloped to developed in patches. So it's a patch-based model. What is very nice about it, it's very flexible in terms of what types of predictors you can use it with, and what kind of scenarios you can model. And when you look at the simplified scheme, you can see there are a couple of submodels, which the first one is the potential submodel, which determines where we will convert land. Then there is demand, determining how much land is going to be converted. And the results of these are fed into the PGA, patch growing algorithm, which converts the patches to new development. So we use, when we want to decide where to develop, we use a logistic regression together with newly developed pixels in the period 2001 to 2019. And we derive predictors. Specifically, we used distance to water, distance to roads, distance to forest, and also the social vulnerability index, crop index, slope. And with this process that's done in R, we can derive the development suitability. Then when we want to decide how much land is going to be converted, we use past and projected population together with the past urbanization to derive a trend. We basically automatically fit a logarithmic curve, and we do this for each county. So this is there's a picture of Raleigh, Cary metropolitan area, and then how it looks like for the entire state of North Carolina, and we do this for like all the counties in the CONUS area. And then finally, we also calibrate patch sizes and patch compactness, and use that in the patch growing algorithm to grow patches like every step of the simulation. So the software itself is Futures is implemented in GraphGIS as an add-on. It's open source. It's called r.futures. It's written in C and Python, and it runs on all platforms. if you want to know more about it, again, you can visit our website, where we also have a tutorial. And the tutorial, you are more than welcome to try it out. It's really easy. It's running on the Wholetail platform, which is a platform for reproducible research. So you don't have to install anything. It's all online. There is a small 3-county case study you can try in a Jupyter Lab environment, which is an environment where you work in computational notebooks. If you don't know what a computational notebook is, it's basically an environment where you have a narrative text together with code snippets which are executable. And so you can modify them and run them and experiment and also visualize the data. So it's all very interactive. And the link to it is at the bottom. So obviously we had a lot of experience with modeling with Futures framework from a couple of small case studies. And so luckily we were able to use the NCSU's cluster. And we also took advantage of efficient memory handling and parallelization features that are available in GraphGIS. GraphGIS is, to mention that, it's an open source geographic information system, but it's also a geoprocessing engine, so it can run on these architectures like a cluster. To parallelize the computation, we used basically a fairly simple approach where we split the computation by states. The only modification is that we try to split it not strictly along the state boundaries, but if there is a metropolitan statistical area, which is part of both states, so we use the boundary of the metropolitan area, so that we avoid any edge artifacts in the results. Obviously there was a lot of challenges along the way when we were trying to scale the computation to Conus extent. And some of these were really kind of coming from the data sets. And you are probably familiar with these issues yourselves when sometimes there were no data in some parts where you expect there to be data. Some of the counties, for example, they changed their name and identifier during the whole period. So that caused a lot of strange issues. And the problem with this is normally you would kind of find out about this early on because you can visually check everything, but at this in this kind of computing environment, at this scale and extent, you can't visually check the results very well. So some of these mistakes are found like later in the process. So that makes it a little bit more challenging. So now I will show you just some of the results, and here I would like to again explain a little bit the difference between the stochastic runs and the probabilities. So this is an example of two different stochastic runs of the model, which is parameterized in the same way, but there is a different random seed in the input, and so you can see the patches of new development are in different places, although they are close by the initial development in gray or along the roads. And now this is the same area, that's the Northeast Raleigh, and this is computed from the bunch of stochastic runs and aggregated into probability where the light value is the higher probability. So you can see the there is quite a difference in what the pattern is going to be when you use probability versus the stochastic run. Now I will just show you a couple of cities. These are the projections, 2,100 projections. So this is Atlanta, and you can see a lot of urban sprawl going on. Then New York, for example, that's a little bit less sprawl going on. And Phoenix, a lot of the patterns there is given by the area in the protected areas that we're taking out from the modeling. Okay. And Los Angeles. There was generally a lot less development going on on the West Coast, but definitely a lot of development on the East and specifically Southeast. Okay, I would like to also briefly talk about validation of the results. So validation of urban growth projections is notoriously difficult. And so we chose to do a hindcast approach where we evaluated the model's accuracy to predict historical conditions. And so what we did is we calibrated based on 2001 and to 2008. And then we simulated from 2009 to 2019. And so when we looked at the validation, the problem, one of the difficulties we are facing there is that basically during that 10-year period, there is basically very little change when you take it on the whole extent. So it's like 99% is without change. And so that's one of the difficulties when using kind of the traditionally used metrics like kappa that are used for like classification in remote sensing, that they kind of overblow the statistics when there is large persistence, which is usually the case with urban growth models. So what made more sense for us is that we looked at the prediction error and split it into quantity and allocation error. So that tells you when the quantity is how much you overestimated or underestimated the amount of development. The allocation is really concerned about if you got the exact location of the development. And so we can see that the model is much better at determining how much land is going to be converted than where exactly the development is going to be, which kind of makes sense because at this detail, it's 30 meters. An error is when you observe development at one cell, but you simulate it in the cell next to it, and that's already an error, although it's not a whole lot of difference. And also, it didn't make sense for us to report like a single value for the entire data set. So we thought it would be more meaningful to do the validation on a grid. So we chose a grid of 10 kilometers. And then we looked at a metric called figure of merit, which tries to basically avoid the problems with the observed persistence, with the large observed persistence. The metric shows like we have much better results in the cities or around cities, which kind of makes sense because there is much more development going on. And then we also looked at the quantity and allocation error on the grid. And you can also see we split the quantity error into under prediction and over prediction. So that gives us a better idea what is going on, and we can use these results for future modeling to see where we can improve the model. Here, I try to basically collect FAQs on different suggestions and guidance we would like you to have in how to use the dataset. So obviously the dataset itself is it's released, it's public, so you can use it for any purpose. But I have two main things I wanted to share here. That I think it's better to use it for larger scale analysis than just like when you use it for like a local small area. And that's because there are certain assumptions in the model that may not hold locally, and you would probably get a more accurate result if you would customize the model with local knowledge and predictors that are specific to that area. An example is, for example, we used a slope layer, but obviously in some parts of the US, the slope is much more dominant than in other parts. So that's one example. The other one is we usually suggest, depending on what people want to do with it, with the data set, is that people preferably use the stochastic runs directly instead of the probability. And an example of why we think it's better is that the probability tends to hide the pattern in the data. So for example, when you want to do some kind of landscape connectivity analysis, it would be much better to use each stochastic run and then run your analysis on that one stochastic run, get the results. And when you do it for all the stochastic runs, then you aggregate the results and you get also the uncertainty from it, rather than just use the probability layer itself. And, there are cases when using the probability is just fine. So that's kind of up to you. It's just, I understand using 50 stochastic runs is a little bit more computationally challenging, but usually I think that might be the way to go. Then we had a question also about what do we define as urban. So I think that's a good question, and the answer is fairly easy. It's whatever NLCD considers urban. So because that's our main source of the data. So it's the classes 21 to 24 of NLCD, which include not only low, medium, and high density development, but also kind of open space, like parks. And we at one point we also experimented with using LCMAP, which is kind of an alternative product to NLCD, and the urban class there is defined differently. Spatially, it doesn't always match. So if we would end up using it, the results would be different. So this is what we consider urban in our case. Then obviously the data is released now, but it's already 2023. So we are thinking whether we want to use for example, the upcoming NLCD 2021 and the future ones coming in the next years to keep updating the projections. So we would like to do that. We also would like to incorporate Puerto Rico and the US Virgin Islands. These areas have completely different challenges for us because of data availability, and also because the population there is decreasing while there is still growth. So there would have to be some changes in the model itself to accommodate these areas. So these are things we are interested in, but there are of course funding. There's funding needed for these. So if you would like to collaborate in any way, please let us know. In the last part of this talk, I would like to briefly introduce the other data set we released, and that's projections for the Southeast that incorporate human adaptive response to flood hazard. And this new modeling component is available in version 3, which is the newest version of Futures. And the Futures modeling framework has this climate forcing component. So if you, let's say, if you ignore this part on the right, that's the kind of a previous version of Futures, and the part on the left, if you can see my mouse, that's the new component. And I will just briefly explain what's going on there. So we use the flood probability to generate like a stochastic flood event. With using the flood depth from the event and depth damage curves, we compute estimate the flood severity, and given the damage and the adaptive capacity of the area which was flooded, we generate a response. And this part is you can introduce a lot of scenarios into it, and I will mention those on the next slide. And then when we basically decide if the population or if the residents from that area are going to either adapt or retreat or stay without any adaptation. And if they retreat, then we have this resettlement component which decides what are the probable places they would resettle to. So with this framework, we also are able to create scenarios of the local adaptive response, given the level of damage and social vulnerability in the area. And so in the two examples of the scenarios is a reactive scenario, which basically means there are no incentives, there are no policies specific to it, so people kind of react as the flood events occur. And the other scenario is managed retreat, where we introduce some kind of, let's say, policy and incentives for people to actually resettle to other places. So the data set available is available for the Southeast, and it's available from the same links I showed you before on our website. And here on the picture, you can see an example of the data. This is Charleston area, where you can see the development probability and also how probable are like here you can see there is a lot of probability of retreat, so people moving out, and here on the bluish is kind of where people are more likely to actually stay and adapt in various ways. We also, a part of this is analysis of where people are likely to resettle. So this picture, that's only for basically Charleston case study. But you can download the data set for the Southeast. And my colleague, Dr. Sanchez, she actually had a SE CASC seminar last year, which you can find, and she was talking about this in much more detail and different aspects of this project. So I would recommend looking at that if you are interested in this project more. This is our team. We have various levels of how people supported this project, from leadership and funding to really technical roles, science communication, visualizations, and things like that. So we have a great team. And with that, I would like to thank you for listening to me And I'm looking forward to the questions.
Thank you so much, Anna. That was a fantastic presentation. Judging by all of the activity in the chat, people are definitely super interested and have a lot of great questions. We have probably 15 minutes or so that we could spend on questions. So I'm going to start kind of working our way through the chat. Folks are also, if you would like to speak up verbally, you could go ahead and raise your hand. Normally, I'm happy for people just to jump in, but we have so many people on the line. I think we better do it in a little bit more orderly fashion. So I'll start working my way through the chat. Let me back up to the beginning. So Steph says, I know that the intention of this work is to predict urbanization, but given that in some degree it's accounting for things like floodplains and other environmental factors, could you use the futures model to sort of prescribe areas where we might want to focus development, areas that have preferential characteristics for development, and we could maybe even combine that with lower priority areas in the conservation blueprint that are maybe less sensitive to the impacts of development. I know the blueprint has been used a little bit in that way, looking at renewable energy siting. I don't know that it's been used for development in this way, but what do you think of that as a potential application?
So in the model itself, so as I said, there's a lot of scenarios you can develop there. And one of them is really you can specifically modify certain areas to either discourage development. So that would be more for like conservation efforts, or you can kind of try to increase the probability of development in those areas. So that's kind of one mechanism how you could externally input some, some scenarios, for example. So you can see, and there is actually a paper, I'm not sure which year, it's on the website if you want to see, which uses this for like analysis of conservation efforts.
Great, thank you. Fred Palm asked, how were lands held for preservation addressed? I guess protected, conserved lands, how are they handled? So,
so we use the PAD US dataset, which covers all the protected areas. And there are all types of areas. I'm not like super familiar with the data set, but we basically took everything and omitted it from the analysis. That was kind of the simplest way we could go for the entire extent of US. So that's how it's addressed. Yeah.
Okay, great. So protected areas database of the United States sounds like anything that was conserved was not permitted to urbanize in the models.
Yes.
That's super helpful. Hopefully that answers your question, Fred. Gail Martin has a great question about the difference between the sleuth urban growth models compared to the futures urban growth models. Gail was asking which is used in the blueprint now. Technically, the urbanization models aren't formally used as an input to the blueprint, but we do make them available as kind of an overlay layer in our online viewer. And we have transitioned the viewer and our automated reporting over to futures. So futures is what we have been using in the blueprint in that way. And shout out to Anna and Georgina, who have been an enormous help in getting us access to that data and helping us interpret it appropriately. We really appreciate that. Could you, Anna, or maybe even sort of put you on the spot, I see Adam is on the line. Could somebody maybe speak to some of the differences between futures and sleuth? I can kind of speak a little bit to the differences that we've seen as a user of the product.
There is one paper, I think by Brian Pickard. I think it's on the website too, which tries to compare some of the models. So you can look into that. And I'm not sure if sleuth is there. It might be. Like generally, I would say futures was really designed to model better the kind of the pattern of the development, which I think that's the major advantage comparing to sleuth. It can also model like kind of the leapfrog behavior. So I think there are aspects of it that are more realistic than the way sleuth works. And I think if I remember correctly, I've never used sleuth myself, so I don't want to like say something which is not true. But I think Also, you can't use, there's a specific set of predictors you need to use, while in futures, you can really customize it however you want, or you think which ones are most relevant.
Gotcha. Yeah, as a user of the sleuth and the futures data, I would agree that it seems like futures is a little bit more realistic in terms of spatial pattern, as you would notice pretty dramatic differences in the probability. So that's what we're using in the viewer for the blueprint, is the probability of urbanization product that Anna mentioned at the end. And generally the probabilities are lower in futures, but it seems like it's a little bit more realistic to the probability of that exact pixel urbanizing, as opposed to the probability of a general area urbanizing. With sleuth, you got more of these spatial patterns that were almost like donut rings expanding around existing urban areas. And with futures, you're getting kind of more of that stochastic randomized nature of how urban areas grow. It just seems like kind of a different approach, but we have switched over to futures. Hopefully that helps. Let's see, Robert asks whether the model includes utility scale solar farm development. Is it capturing that at all?
No. This is, I think, to like for this Conus level, we try to keep it simple. One specific, this is not related to solar farms, but one specific tweak we ended up doing is there was a lot of fracking places in Texas, which you could visually see, and they are urban, but they are not really urban in the sense that the way how the model works with urban, right? There wouldn't be a whole lot of development going on around those areas. So that was one tweak we did to kind of eliminate those places from attracting the other development. But I'm not sure exactly what the question was trying to tease out, but maybe that's something, again, specific that we could customize in the next iteration, perhaps, or.
Yeah, it's a good idea. And I think there are some models that RUA with the SECAS team has used in the past to look specifically at utility scale solar energy development pressure. That would be maybe another data set that can help. I can try to dig that up and put that in the chat, time permitting. I realized I missed a question from Katie Warnell. As part of your hindcasting efforts, did you check how accurate the model was in predicting what type of land cover was developed? That would be kind of a middle ground between exactly how much was developed and where exactly it was developed.
Right, we didn't. So the model itself is just converting from undeveloped to developed. We didn't. Not sure if that's what the question is leading to, but we didn't look at from which class it was converted. Which that's an interesting idea. And see how how it's actually in what happened in reality. That's actually interesting. I haven't thought about that. So yeah, I would have to think about it a little bit more, how to incorporate that. Thank you for the idea.
Cool, thanks. Another idea from Fred Palm, would you consider using a quote jury of local developers to test the local knowledge, markets, notions, and insights derived from the model? I guess kind of workshop it with people who work practically in this space. Right.
We over the years we are trying to kind of see how we can get a little bit more practitioners involved in it. We so far haven't had a lot of success in that regard. Our one of the students now is trying to incorporate zoning in futures. So I think that would bring it. And zoning was always one of the things which people asked us to, to use to make it more relevant for for practitioners. So I think that has some potential to bring it closer to planners and yeah.
That would make a lot of sense. Next, the question from Daniel Adams. And Daniel, I see that your hand is up, so I'm just going to read your question from the chat, and then feel free to jump in with whatever your additional question is or any clarification. What are the opportunities for improving this data product? Are there any specific data inputs that may or may not exist yet that would improve the accuracy of these projections? It almost seems like, is there a data wish list that you would have that could kind of help refine future iterations of futures?
It's a good question. I would say there are things we are thinking of improving in the model itself. Certainly, like I would say the drivers really are the land cover product and the population. So what we would like to have is even more frequent updates of those data sets, because it's, the last year is 2019 for NLCD. So now hopefully there's 2021 coming, but it's already 23. So like a faster turnaround for these data sets would be nice. Then, as I said, with the zoning, that's a huge issue with the unavailability of zoning data sets. And when they are available, they are not standardized. So for this kind of effort, it's very limiting. We will, so far we can, when we think of using the zoning data, it's impossible to think of using it for the whole bonus level at this point. So I think that would improve a lot if there would be some kind of standardization and availability of this data set.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. There'd be so much variability municipality to municipality. Daniel, did you have anything you wanted to add?
If you don't mind, real quick, just kind of a follow-up to that. It sounds like you know what the main drivers are for the model inputs. Does that mean you have I guess like a list of feature importances for the current model inputs and how it influences the model?
Well, I guess the importance was in the sense that we derived a lot of the predictors from NLCD. I don't, I don't have like a order in which they are like more important, like if, distance to, generally I have a sense, which ones are the most relevant, and I have the, the effects from the statistical analysis. But generally what we see is, the distance to roads, that's always a big driver. And again, the slope, that depends where it is. And I want to say the driver, what I consider a driver in a sense is the population data, because that's telling us a lot about if that area is going to be, how much development is eventually going to be there.
When you say the population data, is that in reference to those population changes at the county level? Is that what you're referring to?
The population, the population estimates. So we have basically a data set which tells us how much more population or less, depending, is going to be each, I think it was each 5 years, I'm not sure now, in each county.
Okay.
So that's a really important factor in it. But it's also a little bit problematic because we, I think the model, what we would like to also improve in the model is how it handles situations where you have a county where you see population decline, but there you can see in the data set, in the NLCD data set, still some growth of urban class. So that's currently not what the model captures very well. So that's something we would like to improve as well.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for the question. I'm going to take one more from the chat, and then I want to wrap up with some previews of upcoming webinars just to make sure that we have time to get to that. I don't know, Anna, if you have another commitment after this, but I'd be happy to hang out and we could work through some of these additional questions. Thanks. This is awesome to see so much engagement with this. So the next question I wanted to ask is from Yanhua She. How did you deal with the following situations: urbanizing counties with historical population decrease and relationships between population and how urban demand might change in the future due to sea level rise?
So as I said, I think what I mentioned just about the population decline, that's kind of related to it. We don't have a clear answer. One of the things we would like to do as part of the potential Puerto Rico and Virgin Islands project, we would like to kind of figure out that part of the modeling process. And with the Futures version 3 is specifically looking at how the sea level rise and the flooding would impact the urbanization. So what it's doing there, it allows, basically we allow people to retreat, so they move out of the area to other counties or the same county. So we are trying to model that aspect of it.
Super interesting. Thank you so much. And folks who were interested in the differences between sleuth and futures, do check out the chat, because there's been a lot of traffic kind of clarifying some of the ways that they're different and the way that futures was improving on sleuth, and interesting new directions for this research as well. So let me share my screen again one more time, just to wrap up. I want to preview next month's Third Thursday Web Forum, which will be August 17th, and we'll be back to the usual Teams connection that we use for the SECAS Third Thursday Web Forum. We're going to be hearing from Jess Beutler, who's the Program Director for OpenStreetMap, and Diane Fritz, who's a geospatial data scientist at the University of Colorado Boulder. Diane is also a member of the OpenStreetMap Board of Directors. OpenStreetMap, as you may be familiar with, Anna working in the open data science field, I'm assuming this is something that you're familiar with, but it's basically an open database of spatial information that's updated by volunteer mappers worldwide. So it has the locations of everything from roads to buildings to natural areas and more. And because it's basically a crowdsourced approach, it has this very cool benefit of really empowering anybody who'd like to contribute to be able to actually improve the quality of and the coverage of the data. The Southeast Conservation Blueprint has been using OpenStreetMap data for the last several years to capture things like the locations of sidewalks and recreational paths for walking, biking, and horseback riding. We use that in our greenways and trails indicator. And in the 2023 update to the blueprint that we're working on now, we've been developing some new indicators for Puerto Rico and the US Virgin Islands that are using OpenStreetMap in additional ways, like also in identifying historic sites, beaches, and parks. So these folks from OpenStreetMap are going to be giving us an overview of this really ambitious initiative and talking a little bit about how the blueprint is using this OpenStreetMap data. We're also going to provide a step-by-step training on how you and anybody else who's interested can actually edit and contribute to OpenStreetMap by digitizing new information. So we're really excited about this webinar and to learn more about OpenStreetMap. I also like to wrap up just by telling folks how they can get more involved in SECAS. We encourage you to sign up for the Southeast Conservation Adaptation Strategy newsletter, which you can do on the footer of any page of our website. Connect with staff who are here to support you if you're interested in using the blueprint. And then we also have some information on how you can get involved in SECAS. Sorry for the alphabet soup. They have a newsletter too, and are happy to connect with you and provide resources. I believe, Carrie, you wanted to preview one of your upcoming webinars too.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention, excuse me, that we are also planning an August seminar, but the details of that are still, especially the date is still not fixed. It'll be in the latter half of August. And we're planning a seminar on Southeast CASC tribal climate adaptation priorities and opportunities. So check back to get details of that. It'll be on our website, SECAS, ncsu.secasc.org.
Awesome.
Yeah. And I guess we should say thanks to everybody for joining us, and let's give another round of thanks to Anna for this great presentation, and then we'll hold for whomever needs to roll on to the rest of their day. Thank you for joining, and then whoever is interested in sticking around, we'll stay on for another few minutes to address some of the questions that are still pending.
Oh, so great. Yeah, thanks so much, Anna. And hopefully we'll be able to have you back in a couple of years to talk about this new Puerto Rico and USVI expansion that we're super excited about. We appreciate y'all's commitment to updating the data. That's something.
And I added a link to the presentation. I'm not sure if anybody did before that, but the link is in the chat.
Oh, great. Thank you.
One from Oleski. Does the model account for spatial autocorrelation in some way?
So we adopt a multi-level structure approach. The idea is to accommodate the spatial variations that happen when we consider the different drivers of land change. This is instead of assuming spatial stationarity. And the idea here is to recognize that there are some differences in the process in which urbanization happens, depending on what jurisdiction you're looking into. So the main approach for this is then to use a multi-level model structure.
Thank you so much. I hope that helps.
Hillary, it looks like Jared's still on the call, and we skipped over a question from him.
I did see that. I'm sorry. It's easy to get lost in this chat.
Hi, Anna. Thank you for the wonderful talk. And Georgina, I've seen some of her work related to this too. And I'm curious because you say you're going to extend to Puerto Rico and USVI as to input data source that you're going to use. Are you guys considering MODIS? And I'm thinking, is this futures? Are you guys considering applying it other places besides like Puerto Rico and USVI within the world? So I was just curious about that.
Well, I think we are still at the very beginning of that effort. So I think we will still be doing more search on what we would use. I'm not sure if we will use MODIS directly, but certainly like the climate of that area would play a role in the modeling. I don't know, Georgina, you are more, I guess, familiar with that modeling effort. Do you have any insights into it?
My insight is that Puerto Rico and USVI will present completely different challenges from anything that we have done before, especially, and there was, I think, a question about this in the chat. How do you deal with depopulation? The island is experiencing depopulation, but you see that still there's growth happening. And that's going to be a completely new challenge for us. So the Caribbean will present, we're going to have to get creative. We have so far a couple of what I think are really good, robust ideas that are mainly considering, yes, sure, the remote sensing products, but at the same time, economic, internal and external forces. So what is driving growth? Because we see that it's not population. So this is going to be a brand new rethinking of how we implement futures, even in this type of areas. And Jared, I think you also asked about other areas outside of the US. And I think you've seen a couple of applications.
I've seen. We didn't do the study ourselves, but I've seen definitely had some people contacting me from China. They have a lot of urbanization research there, so I think they have been using futures there as well. And I've seen a study from Italy as well. So yeah, there is fundamentally no reason this futures couldn't be applied elsewhere. It's more about the data availability and things like that. Yeah.
Thank you. That's great to know. One of my main reasons of thinking about MODIS is that when we do regional climate modeling, we can select inputs for our land use classifications. And I was thinking about how does that get integrated into climate change projections. And MODIS, there's an option of NLCD and MODIS, but if you go outside of the CONUS, we typically, our areas we use MODIS as our input data. And so there's some consistency if there's a MODIS classification with our regional climate modeling efforts. if we go outside of the CONUS. We can use NLCD as well, but that's mostly for CONUS applications. Anyway, I'm thinking selfishly, so I'll be quiet, but thank you so much.
No, thanks for sharing some of your thoughts. I might reach out with Jared and we can talk a little bit more, because yes, Puerto Rico and USVI will be a fun challenge. We'll see. For now, we're also working on securing funding for that effort.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Let's see, I've got two other questions. Does the model account for population density? I don't know if you could comment on that.
Right. Population density. That's been a topic of our internal discussions for a long time. So it doesn't really model the density in a spatial explicit way. The way the density is more introduced in the model is through this demand submodel, where you're basically the way the curve is fit is basically determining how the densification is going to happen. So the logarithmic curve means we assume there's always going to be basically densification going on, but it's for the entire county. So it is there, but not, as I said, in a very spatial explicit way. We already did some experimentation with introducing spatial explicit density into the model. We keep discussing what is the best way. It brings a whole lot of new assumptions into the model. We are not sure if we can calibrate it so that we can trust the model. So it's still ongoing discussion.
Gotcha. And one more question from Jacob LaFontaine. Is there a preferred or suggested method to convert the urbanization projections into a percent impervious area, similar to the impervious data set in NLCD? Is that something that y'all have thought about, how to translate where the urbanization is happening into where impervious surfaces will be and what quantity?
That I don't have immediately a good suggestion. The problem is we are not modeling the individual NLCD urban classes. So while each urban class has the NLCD class has associated a range of imperviousness, we don't have that. So you could what I would maybe try is to use some kind of stochastic way to simulate different impervious classes, but yeah, I don't unfortunately have a great idea for that.
Good question though. Let's see, and I think there was one more from Fred Palm that I missed about if you took the output of kind of a model looking at biodiversity and compared it to the outputs of the future's urban growth, would that be a way to kind of identify areas with high risk of biodiversity loss? That seems fairly intuitive to me. With that,
right? Yeah,
application.
I think that's it's definitely. I think it's more Futures was meant for kind of environmental analysis like that. So. So you can definitely look at the overlays, and we sometimes do like a basic, to see how much agricultural land is built up. But I don't see any problem with trying to overlap these different data sets and identify priorities.
Thanks. Well, that's all I had in the chat. Is anybody who hung on this long want to shoot a hand up and ask anything else, or we can release Anna from the hot seat here? All right, I'm not hearing anything. So thank you all so much for tuning in and sticking around for an extra 10 minutes. This was a fantastic presentation, obviously a huge amount of interest. I know we've been getting a ton of questions about this, so congratulations on the data release. But yeah, thanks everybody. I hope we'll see you on a future web forum, August 17th, OpenStreetMap, and then TBD on when the CASC's webinar will be happening in August. But so wonderful to see you all, and thanks for the great questions.
Thank
Bye, everyone.
you.